All right, if everybody's gotten enough to eat, you've got something to drink, we're going to go ahead and get started. Glad everyone can be here safe. Biggest person in the room. You always got to, listen, if you ever go to jail, the first thing you do, you go to the biggest person in the room and you set the tone. You hit them.
You hit them.
Now, they may kill you, but you hit them. I'm super excited for everybody to be here, especially with the weather the way that it is. This is going to be an important night. John is going to video this in the back. John, we're good, 100%, right? So I was going to start off and tell a joke, but I'm not going to do that because I'll probably mess it up. But one of the questions I got before this whole thing started was, why do you have such a small cup in your hand? Now, this is a room full of bodybuilders, so I want someone to raise their hand and see if they know the answer to that question. Why do I have such a small cup? Ryan Irwin. Makes your arms look bigger. And you stand and you get the angle. So, all right. With all that being said, let me set this aside. Welcome to the third annual PHAT Muscle Project Customer Appreciation Event. You know, the first one we did in July, it was nice outside. The next one we did in January of last year, and then obviously we've got this beautiful weather that's greeted us here. So I'm glad everyone is here safe. But this is important to us. This is where we get to recognize each and every one of you, whether you're a coach, whether you're a customer, it doesn't matter. This is part of what Phat Muscle is, and this is exciting because there's going to be stuff in this presentation no one in this room has ever seen before, except for a couple of us. And those couple people probably forgot that I have it. So this will be a kind of a fun story to tell everyone and show everyone. But the most important thing I want people to understand is it's cool to celebrate. It's cool to look at achievements. It's cool to look at growth. But the number one thing that you have to do, whether it's your physique that you're building, whether it's a business you're building or a team or whatever that is, you have to look back and you have to look at what got you to this point, what was good, celebrate the good, and then continue to go forward. And one of the mottos that you'll see it come out on a shirt later this year, we've got a lot of shirts, you guys will see. Day one over one day. We've got to look at this as every day is day one. Whether that's the growth of this company, thanks to this team of people here in the room, or it's the growth of your Phat Muscle Project physique, right? Every day is day one. You have to stay hungry. Don't settle on what was before. And this whole company is built that way. And I know everyone in here gets it. That's why you're part of the elite. So with that being said, we always go back and I'll always tell this story. Every single year, you guys will see the story, but it's fun because we get to keep adding to it. And you guys are part of it, as you'll see. So in 2016, myself, Leslie, and Jay, who are all here, started Phat Muscle Project as an apparel company. And it was fun. We went all over, literally all over the place, all over the United States, selling shirts, books. Jay was 16 at the time, and he got to learn how to basically sell stuff, to see what it took to operate a business mom and pop out of a garage in boxes. And it was fun, and that was in 2016. If you see this picture, it'll be on your left, all the way on the far left. That was the first event we ever did, a barbecue at S2 here in Springfield. We had no idea what we were doing. It was 100 degrees outside. We didn't have a canopy. We got the worst sunburn ever. And I remember looking at Jay that day, and we were just destroyed. Like, we sold clothes, but we were just so hot and miserable. And I said, hey, we looked at all the other booths. Everybody had nice stuff. I was like, well, we just learned, didn't we? We learned what we needed to do next. So this is always fun to look back. And you'll see, like, we went all over the country. That middle picture is from Minnesota, Duluth. I swear, if there's a butthole of the earth, it's Duluth, Minnesota. Brian Berkland's not here, so he's a Minnesota guy. He'd probably take offense to that. But I think we drove all the way up there and sold 8 items the whole day, which is not much, for like 20 bucks each. It was definitely a long trip, but it's that kind of stuff that gets you. That's what you have to get started. If you noticed up here on your right, a lot of people, they don't want to start something because they're afraid to be seen not being a big deal. And in this world of social media, everyone's trying to appear like they're a big deal. Just be real. Just show the real. Whether it's your physique or building a business. That's in the garage of Leslie's house that we used to live in. Literally boxes on one shelf with a bunch of shirts. all labeled. Like that's what kicked this whole thing off. So don't be afraid to start because every business looks like this. People are just afraid to show it. You know, the boys they're little here. Gavin he was 9 at the time. Jay's writing thank you cards, but they got to see it from the ground up. Very, very mom and pop. Now, that's actually May 25th. May 24th was the day we launched the supplement company. How many people were here in Springfield when we launched that? I know it won't be a ton. Yeah, it was a good portion of people, yeah, so half the room. That was a fun day, and that's where we went from an apparel company to a supplement company, as many of you remember. And the cool, yep, this is it, the next day. If you notice really closely, Leslie's sitting on the floor, I'm behind her. It is a mess in there. We were hoping for 3 to 4 orders a day when I ran the numbers. The first day, I don't know, it's like $6,000. It was crazy that we sold, right? We didn't know what the hell to do. After this, you can see stuff's laid out on the floor. Leslie's like putting boxes down, trying to fill orders, and like we're trying to figure it out as we went. You could see everything. This is in my house, by the way. So when I bought the house in 2019, it's about 5,000 square feet. We talked about it. We're going to have something like this, and we're going to start out of the house because why not? That's where every business pretty much starts anyway. So that's it. Those shelves. Who remembers the white tubs of natural protein when we first started? That's like real old school, even though it was only 3.5 years ago. Apparel is on another shelf, all these boxes everywhere, one desk, and it was literally a shit show, and it's awesome. Now, it was this that made me realize, okay, we need to hire a Jacob Klessens, all right? So it was shortly after this. I had 2 gyms at the time. Leslie's a full-time trainer. I write diets full-time. We can't keep up with this little beast. And I've been telling Jacob for a long time, for years, when you graduate, you're coming to work for me in some capacity. Now, Jason and I thought we were going to have him run one of the gyms. We're making this guy, we're going to find a way to get this guy in. Little did we know he was going to come work for PHAT Muscle. So this is kind of the start of it. Now, you'll have to be real quiet and listen. Hopefully the audio works. This is a video of the first day of online sales. Just kind of a behind the scenes video. Here we go. And capture this, you look back and see put them together on the floor and knocking them out. Miss Slave Driver. So that's fun. That's fun to look back on. That was day one. But think about it. If you live every day, if you work your business every day, if you build your physique every day, and you think of it in that fashion, you're hungry. And that's the point that I want to make when we kick this thing off. And I remember being so proud, like we'd take pictures. Jacob and I and Leslie have so many pictures of one little stack of orders in the house in 2020, right? And then I remember when the big one hit, and I showed this to Jacob the other day, so he has seen this. He recalled this was exactly when we launched chocolate caramel brick by brick protein. This was the day. And I remember just seeing this, and I'm like, holy shit, like we got to set all these up. It's like 50 orders. And that's a lot. Is that big like some of these giant, huge corporations? No, but let me tell you something, 50 orders is no joke. And you guys showed up for that. And I remember it was just crazy. It was crazy, right? So then we started to really realize, okay, we need to move. It's time to move out of the house. At that point, we had stuff in climate controlled storage. My house was full, the office was full. We're busting at the seams, and we're growing every single month. Because you guys are just supporting it. You're telling your friends, you're telling your clients, like it's so crucial. So location number 2, not a giant location, but let me tell you, it helped. Because when you have stuff multiple places, somewhere like this works. And we were able to stay in here for about 14 months, and we just moved out. So this was kind of cool, though. This place is special. We have a lot of good memories in this one. I mean, you see my white trash Christmas lights that I put up. Like it was a good time. And we just moved into location 3. It feels like a month ago, but it's literally been like 10 days. So we just got logos up and all that. So much bigger, double the size. Like, thank you guys. Like I want to show the growth, and you guys are the DNA Jay and I were just talking about it. You guys are the heartbeat of this thing. Some pretty cool group pictures here just over the years. Stuff that we did at the gym, out front, pictures from last year. It just shows like this whole company is built around all of you. So, what is Fat Muscle Project? This is it by definition. Honestly, it's anyone in here that wants to build their best physique, or anyone watching when this video is going to drop at some point on Facebook and YouTube. Regardless of genetics, circumstance, fat, skinny, tall, short, doesn't matter. You're building your best physique. That's what Fat Muscle Project is. PHAT. Pretty hot and tempting for any of you that are old school. Back when we were teenagers, we were like, I'm fat. That's what this is. That's what we came up with. All right. So it's literally for every single person just trying to become their best. Whether you're Brett and Annie, and by the way, there's a lot of pictures of you all here, everyone here in attendance. Whether you're business professionals living the life together, maybe one of you is a pro, has kicked ass all year, and you just represent the company at a high level, and that's what you do. Whether you're, Jacob couldn't make it, unfortunately. He's got delayed because of the weather. Whether you're all the way over here on the right, Jacob, being a representative, a veteran. Jace knows Jacob. He's one of his top guys. Representing, especially to your kids. How important is that? How much of Fat Muscle Project is that, representing to your kids? Maybe you're Nicole. I mean, shit. 192 pounds. Hormones out of whack. I posted the story. Completely changed everything. And maybe in her late 40s, she's 192. Now she's 52, right? Told you, I remember numbers like crazy. 192 pounds to start. Took us a few years. And she completely turned everything around to where she's able to eat more. She's 153.3 as of Thursday. Just crushing it and eating more food as we add. But guess what? How Fat Muscle Project is this? How many 50-year-old women need to see that? Because they don't know. Like, they don't know what's possible. They just know their hormones are like, hey, we're going to do this to you, all right? And Nicole's over here be like, hey, I got you. I can help you. George and Carrie, maybe you attended your first event about a year ago, fell in love with the process. Maybe you went on to kick everyone's ass in competitions and won like 9 times in your class and a pro card, okay? But you live it together. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're Brandon Porter. Brandon, just a bodybuilder in the off season, trying to be his leanest, most muscular physique to someday get back on stage. Just represents company nonstop. That's fat muscle. Maybe you're Carrie Douglas. Maybe you're a judge. Maybe you're a posing coach or a trainer, former competitor. Maybe you're just one of the most solid people around. You represent the company to a lot of other people. $455 on the left, right? I'm a numbers guy. 196 on the other side. I mean, no matter how many times like you look at this, it's like, that's insane. It's cool I took the background out too. I figured out how to do that. My son showed me. He's good at computers. But I mean, what's more Fat Muscle Project than that? Because you give other people hope. My son's so lean. I don't know where the hell he gets it. Maybe you're Gavin Gorman, you worked out 5 times. And I'm like, kid, you're going to be jacked and shredded. Like, just keep drinking protein, take your creatine. You're going to make it. Maybe you're Jay. Jay lost 100 pounds on his own, by the way. I didn't write diets for the kid. He just watched. Lost it on his own. Still going, still strong. That's Fat Muscle Project. Maybe you're just an old man trying to represent for your kids. Don't want to be fat. Just trying to hang with all of you all. Nothing wrong with that. Own multiple businesses. You're just in the trenches with everybody else. Bo couldn't be here, but Bo was here last year. I remember pointing him out. 16 at the time. 143 pounds. And I just had that picture up, I think, was the before picture. 12 months later, kid's put on almost 20 pounds. Freaking awesome. So by the time he's 17, he's, 162 pounds. By the way, he's 164 now. So he's still adding, still going. Maybe you do that because that's in your DNA, because mom's a badass. Mom's a beast. All right? Professional. Execute like a pro. Like, you won't see that from very many other people. So it runs in the family. That's PHAT Muscle Project. I always post these. Always. You got Jace and you got Leslie. And that's just it. Maybe you're the baddest motherfucker in the room. When you walk in the gym, everybody knows. And when you go to the gym tomorrow night, you're going to hear Jace. Now, GP is loud. You're going to know that's the baddest motherfucker in the gym. You're not going to hear Leslie, but you'll see her. And that commands respect. They don't have to ask for it. It just commands respect because what they do and how they live, it's respected. And that's those two. So, some more cool group pictures. I'm real big on group pictures if you guys can't tell. Some pretty good old school stuff. Jacob, how are we? Got Ramona in here? Okay. Let's go ahead and meet the team. I'm going to send her a real quick text to make sure she's down here. And Jacob, you can go ahead and come on up and get that microphone ready. Hey, we're needing you down here. You can just slip in. You test yours, make sure it's good.
Test.
Yeah, you just have to hold it close. Okay, so as everyone knows, Leslie, she's co-founder, helped start this as an apparel company, and she's in charge of all the graphics. She does a lot with the apparel. She loves that I have learned how to use Canva at this point and create all these logos and all these shirts. By the way, shameless plug, we have literally every logo I've ever created is out there, and we can press it on a shirt on demand for you. Leslie loves it because I learned how to use it in 30 minutes and she went to school for 4 years. So she literally gives me shit nonstop. You think you're a graphic design artist, but she's in charge of so much, creating the actual OG logos and all the cool stuff that you guys see, the Fat Muscle Army and all that. That's been her. All the labels, 100% her. Thank God, because we've been told that literally have the best labels in the industry. Now, I'm partial, but we've been told that. People have walked through Hy-Vee. Regional managers, over 100 Hy-Vees, pulled our stuff off the shelf and asked their manager, who in the hell is this? And why aren't we carrying these in all the stores? It's because she made the labels. He didn't know anything about the supplements. They stood out. So Leslie has been crucial. You got Lisa Franz. Lisa, raise your hand. Lisa is our new podcast co-host. We've been crushing podcasts lately. Now we've taken our time to release those because of the busyness. But Lisa's going to present tomorrow. We're super excited to have her on the team. Super talented, ultra smart, and an amazing human. So as soon as her and I did one podcast together, I said, hey, you're coming. You're on the team. You're going to come host this podcast. So she's really responsible for all the cool topics. And that's really going to ramp up this year. And at the head of the whole thing is Jacob Klessens. And Jacob is the president. He runs this thing. He is the heart and soul. If shit hits the fan, we can try and figure it out, but I'm telling you, like, we all kind of know the job. This guy does everything. And the cool thing, he does it all. I don't have to tell him. He's already doing it. He's already created things that I didn't even know that we needed. And as all of you guys send your orders in through him, whether you're a coach or retailer, customer, Jacob is on top of it. He's the president and the jack of all trades. All right. We're going to come to Jay last. We got Gavin. You guys will see him floating around. He's taking some pictures and some video. He does a lot of these shirts. All these shirts that you have on, he did these. He pressed these. He's learning the business. He puts labels and shrink wrap on stuff like he's learning it. He's 16, so he's breaking in slowly at some point. So he's become a big part of this. John is back there. John's been a part of this pretty much for the last few years on the shipping side. Just rock solid. Rock solid, so important. Shows up always early. Hell, I was there an hour early today, and he was there earlier than I was. So, guys, just rock solid. Now, Jay, this is interesting because I have a story to tell, and you actually don't know the truth. So I'm about to tell you the real story of why Jay is working here. So not only did he build the company, he hasn't worked since it was a supplement company. So back in, I believe it was July, you had a vacation. Leslie was gone for something. I was in Houston. John couldn't work. And I messed up because I thought you were going to be back on a Monday and you're really coming back on a Wednesday and no one's around. And I'm like, oh shit, how are we going to ship all these supplements? We didn't have anybody. So I called Jay up, and I know I told you I just hired him because we need another person. It's really because I messed up. So I called Jay up. In this picture, you can see me FaceTimed. We spent 2 to 3 nights in a row till 4 in the morning FaceTiming while I was in Houston, me teaching him how to ship all of these supplements out. And he crushed it. No one knew. You didn't know till just now. No one did. Leslie, I don't even know if you knew that. So long story short, he earned his way. He didn't even realize it. I needed somebody in a pinch, and he stepped through because we all mess up. So that's what he did. And he did such a good job. We brought him on board, and after the first week, Jacob's like, yep, this guy's solid. He's gone this whole month. I don't think he's made a shipping mistake. I think maybe one, he's very, very good. So funny story. You always have to look at stuff like that, right? It's what you learn from. I don't know why I left that picture up. That's from last year. I'm sorry, Jacob.
We literally sat down 2 days ago, and I told him, you need to take that photo out because it's terrible.
Well,
and there
normally
it is.
There's an eggplant on there, but I couldn't find one small enough, so there's no eggplant on there. So. As you can tell, we like to have a little bit of fun in the office. So, and then very, very, very important. When we very first started this off, Billy couldn't be here. He's super busy up there with his job coaching baseball players. Grant made the call. Yep, you and Billy made the call to you guys the same day. Say, hey, we need coaches, and I need good coaches. People I know are freaking good. They're going to do the right thing. They've got a client base that trusts them, and you're going to represent us the right way. And we brought you guys on board. And this is a picture of our coaches. And since then, I am so picky. I'm so picky. Like, I have to know every single person very well. And we only bring on the best of the best and whatever it is they do. And Jacob, I know there's something you want to point out about some of these coaches because we have people in all different areas of expertise.
Yeah, I think it's just cool that we have coaches who are training athletes to get on stage. We have coaches like Ryden Woodall who are going to help a tremendous amount of Gen Pop people. We have Grant who works with dancers and Isaiah who works with all females. It's just, we have such a wide variety of coaches. It's just cool to have such a diverse team of people that support us.
And that literally is one of the biggest things that we did to help get us to the next level, because you guys all recommend it to your clients. And as you know, in every staff meeting we have, not in a salesy way, just the right way. We only ask that you recommend the stuff that you believe in. And that's it. It's that simple. So you guys have been so crucial, so crucial. And that's part of our team. That's part of our staff. And you guys will be recognized tonight. So let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the money. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. We've got the belts up there. I've got the money in my bag. That's a bottle of Cialis. I don't know how that got there. Here's the money. Do you want to take that? You never know what guys are going to put in your bag when you're not watching. Okay. Yep, Ramona is here. So we're going to do retail tonight. We want to make sure all the retailers are here because we've got a top 5 that we want to recognize. So here's the rewards. Here's the money. Top retailer, $1,500 cash. And that's pretty cool because we've got people that are trainers that sell the product, buy the product wholesale and sell it. We've got huge stores like Hy-Vee, Price Cutter. We've got gyms like Anytime Fit. So many different kind of retailers. And, first we just would give out one award to them, but it's grown so much. We've got like 45 retail locations now. It's crazy. I think last year we had like 15. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, this last year has been huge. I think we ran the numbers and wholesale grew 233% since last year. So, I mean, just as a company, we've grown a lot, but we've really been pushing the wholesale side of things as a team, and it's crazy how much it's taken off this last year.
Yeah, we're going to go over the top Fat Muscle coaches, 1,500 for first place, 1,000 for second, and 500 for most improved. And that's pretty cool. That's something that will change every year. So that's pretty cool. And Jacob really had his hands on that one, so he'll go over that one in detail. And then really, to get down to the meat and potatoes, our top customers, 1,500 for first place, 1,000 for second, and 500 for third. Okay, top customers of the year each year. And then finally, the most important award in this whole thing, in my opinion, is the 1-year sponsorship. And that's a cool one. We'll get to that and what it means here at the end. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the awards. First place will get a belt. If you would, we'll call you up for each person and get a picture with you real quick. So we've got our picture takers, Gavin and Rylan. So whenever they come up, you guys can get a picture of us. All right, so second place, top retailer, $1,000. Pretty cool for second place, especially when we only had 15 retailers. So this is we're really excited about this as it continues to grow. Ramona Temple-Gonzales, come on up. Now, Ramona and I have known each other for a long time, and let me tell you, Ramona is a badass. And I'm going to talk about you here in just a second. Grab a picture right here. Awesome. Enjoy that $1,000. Now, if you want to spend that on wholesale supplements, you can do that right after this. So Ramona and I have known each other for a long time. She's awesome. So in a world of retail locations, we have stores, we have gyms, we have trainers. Ramona's a trainer. She sells to her clients. And if you think about it, we've got the Hy-Vees of the world, the price cutters of the world, and Ramona's crushing it as a trainer. She doesn't own a gym, she is a trainer, and she hustles. And her people are loyal to her because she does the right thing. And I knew, and actually we brought her on as a sponsored coach first, and she wanted to sell the supplements. She's just murdered it all year long. So she's definitely right up there at the very top. So with that being said, last year our top retailer, first year was Allen with Savage Supplements. Second year was Anytime Fitness, Jason Wells. And this year, there was some really good people in the top 5. But the first place award and $1,500 goes to Yan Long. Yan, come on up. Yeah, so Yan and I have known each other for a while. He's pretty special. I'll tell you here in a second. Congratulations, man. Yeah. Oh, and the belt. Got to get the belt, bro. Yep, there you go. Awesome. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. Now, they were stranded in an ice storm, snowstorm yesterday in Hayes. They're in a Tesla. They got here like an hour ago, so you made it safe. Go ahead and have a seat, man. Enjoy that money. Enjoy that belt. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Yan. So this has been cool because we're going to talk about the top 5. Actually, let me talk about the top 5, and then I'll tell you about Yan. So here's our top 5. Jason Wells and Anytime crushed it last year, and they beat out Price Cutter, 2 Price Cutter locations, by the way. And he really set the tone, and they have been so crucial to other retailers being able to see that there's a viable business, okay? So shout out to Jason and Anytime. 4th place was Graham's, Adam McBride. He owns a gym, he's a trainer, just rock solid. And there was many times he was leading this thing out of the gate, right? 3rd place, you got Hy-Vee, the monster, 1 location. Kathy, she did a great job there. 2nd place, Ramona. 1st place, Yan. So let me tell you a little bit. Yan is a different model. He's only ordered probably 2 or 3 times this year, if I remember right, just a couple. Yan has his connections to China, so he buys wholesale and he sends everything overseas, and he has a huge client base. Yan's a really big deal in China, like big deal, like really big deal. He's a great coach, very knowledgeable, self-made. Like him and his wife, they just crush it, and we're so proud to have Yan on there representing our products to people outside of the country. So again, round of applause for Yan. Thank you very much, Yan. That was a mess up. Okay, most improved coach. Let me see here. Who we have for most improved coach? Jacob, why don't you go ahead and talk about that while I scan the room?
Yeah, so most improved coach, of course, we're comparing the previous year, so last year, or I guess 2022 to 2023. And then we also compare how they've improved throughout the year of 2023. And there's many coaches that made huge improvements. Drastically increasing their monthly sales and promoting more on social and just help representing the company. But there's one particular coach who improved the most, and they actually tripled their average monthly orders or monthly sales in 2023 compared to 2022, which is awesome. I mean, Jace, you're crushing it. Tony, you're crushing it. Everyone is doing great. And this person was struggling for a while. I mean, they weren't doing too well, but then they finally got the hang of things. They switched gears, and then now they're killing it. Is there anything else you want to add on to that?
Last year it was a dogfight between Ryan Woodall and Cliff Wilson, and Ryan got it, okay? And then that kind of set the tone for most improved. Tony, I believe you were year one. As a matter of fact, were you most improved the first year? I believe so. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So the most improved this year is Team Masters. Go ahead and come on up. Now Calvin is on his way here. He got stopped apparently because of, no, don't take this literally, his guns at the airport, but he is on his way. But this is the better looking half of Team Masters, so if you would go ahead and get a picture with us. Awesome, congratulations. So that's a big deal, to be able to step up. Now, by the way, it doesn't matter if you're a husband and wife team. It's not about total sales. It's about improvement, okay? It's about improvement, because there's people up here that, do you mind if I tell people, like, your client base, how many you have? Tony's got like 10, 11, 12 clients. He crushes it. He was most improved one year. He got second place last year. It's not about any of that. It's about how much you improved for this award. So whether it's a husband-wife duo or somebody by themselves, it doesn't matter. It takes those numbers into account. Okay, first and second place. Let me tell you, there was some drama here. It was good drama, but this was tough. One person led for mostly the whole year, like the whole year. And then it would switch a little bit, then this other person would lead for most of the year. And then literally at the last month and at the last hour, now you're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in sales brought in, like tens of thousands, a lot between just a couple people, like tens and tens of thousands. It came down to $51 between first and second. Now, this was December 31st at about 6 o'clock. There was $51 separating it. And then one of these people had a client that placed an $851 order. They probably didn't even know that it went through. I didn't say shit. I texted Jacob. I was like, did you see that? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, did that change anything? And he said, actually, it didn't, because that person was already going to win anyway. So it wasn't about an 11th hour order, but it's about the separation was there. And it was pretty insane. So with that being said, second place is Tony Andonoff. Come on up, Tony. Come on up. Awesome. All right. Tony's been such a crucial part. Now, remember, this guy had 10 clients most of the year, working a full-time job. He's not out on the street corner pulling a skirt up, selling supplements. This guy is hustling because he believes in the product, and everybody knows he's genuine. He doesn't oversell anything. He just is who he is, and that speaks volumes. So if you're trying to get your numbers up, this is the guy to talk to, okay? So we got the big shiny belt. First place, and this is going to be different, I think, than a lot of people think, and they don't realize. Okay, $51 separated this. Jace, you won last year. Okay, you won the first year. You've won first place every time. It did a really good job of setting the tone so other people could try and step up to that next level. Okay, you push Tony. Tony and I are texting. I don't tell anyone numbers. You and I have texted before. I'm like, hey, dude, you're doing a good job of setting the standard and making other people reach higher. So thank you for that. So is there going to be a new person this year is the question. Did someone step up? So first place is Jace Lopez. Come on up.
Sir. Plus one, guys.
Did I get you? I was hoping I'd get you.
That's right.
Hey, who has the tighter jeans?
Oh, geez. All right, congratulations, man. See, I had to try and have some fun with that, make him sweat it for a minute. I saw his face start to get real red. I'm like, man, I hope I'm messing with him. So it was close. It was close. Ryan, you're right there in the mix, dude. You're in third place, which speaks tons of volume. So Cliff, I think, was in fourth, and then it rounded out from there. Yeah. So all around, really, really well done. Jace, congratulations, by the way, on opening the new gym down in Louisiana. He's got a new gym that just opened up, been open for like a month now, and he's crushing, just doing really, really big things. So with his time tied up and all that, he still had the time to represent the company like what we want. Okay, let's get down to the customers. Top $500 for, actually, is Calvin in here now? Why don't you come on up here, and you and, like I said, your better looking half. I'm sorry you just missed that by 1 minute. You guys come up. We're going to get a picture with you and give you guys the recognition that you deserve. You're okay. I told him it was those guns at the airport, so it's fine. Your wife told me that line, so. And you stand by Jacob, because I want to look big. Awesome. All right, congratulations. I don't know if you got to hear what I said about you guys, so. Yeah. Well, it'll be on video. It was all good. Appreciate all the hard work that you guys do. Okay, top customers. And this is always interesting. Man, this is interesting. As you all know, we send out emails as the months go on and the year starts to wrap up, and we start to make you aware of where you're at. Because one, we need to know if you can plan to be here if you finish in the top 10. Just making the top 10 is brutal. Making the top 20 is brutal, honestly. Like Jacob said, our growth has been really, really big. And a lot of you are the same people. So that speaks a lot of volume. So thank you very much. To make the top 3, that is something. And that's why we celebrate the top 3. So third place, top customer, is Cody Nelson. Cody, come on up, please. Tall drink of water. All right. Thanks, Cody. Him and his wife, Amanda, have just been outstanding. They're here local. They came on board last year and have just been crushing it. Both great. As you can tell here, Cody's worked to put on a lot of muscle. Amanda's done a hell of a job dropping body fat, getting ready to diet again. Just outstanding couple. If you guys have time, meet them, especially if you're here local. Excited to have them on the team. Okay, second place, top PHAT Muscle customer. Again, so tough. This is so tough. And I'm looking at some of you and that feeling right now, I love this. Because this lets you know that you're alive. This is fun, all right? So enjoy this. Second place, top customer, $1,000 cash. Renee Schneider, come on up. Awesome. Thank you so much, Renee. So she has a 16, 17-year-old to feed as well. So, and as we all said, mom's a beast. So really, really appreciate the way that they and their whole family represent the company. It's just been so, so huge. There were 2 shirts that went out, which was kind of cool. Execute Like a Pro shirts. And I sent them out to 2 of you, and you know who you were. Renee, you were one of them. So I'm like, hey, you guys represent what this shirt is. And we launched those, I think, during Fat Days of Christmas. So Renee is definitely one that executes like a pro. All right, first place, top fat muscle customer. Man, I'm forgetting. It's been so close. Okay, now I remember. Who's it going to be? I'd ask you to raise your hand, but everybody'd raise their hand. $1,500 cash and the coolest belt you're going to find anywhere. $1,500 goes to Annie Jacobs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fabulous.
Awesome. Congratulations. So her and her husband, Brett, like I said, represent the company so well. And they bought a hell of a lot of supplements. So Jacob's got a cool story to tell about them, actually, because they've won a lot of gift cards and the drawings. As you all know, we give away $500 in gift cards, but Jacob's got a cool story to tell about Annie if you all didn't know.
Yeah, so you know how every month, is this working? Hello? Test? Okay. So you know how every month we do the $500 gift card giveaway. And clearly being the number one customer, she's spending a lot. So she's won the $500 gift card multiple times, or the coach code giveaway that we do with Tony and all the other coaches. But one thing that was really cool was during the Fat Days of Christmas, we had the $1,000 gift card giveaway. And sure enough, she won the $1,000 gift card, which is awesome. She's won multiple and plus another $1,000. And instead of taking that $1,000 and spending more for herself, she wanted to actually donate it to someone who could better use it, which is awesome. Because if you don't remember, like, we actually made the post on Instagram announcing that she was the winner. And then a couple hours later, I got an email saying how she wanted to get rid of it and give it to someone else. So we decided to give away 5 $200 gift cards, and that was just her way of saying thank you and Merry Christmas to everyone. So that was a really cool thing for her to do. So she definitely did not have to do that at all, and she did. So that's cool.
Yeah, I was surprised and taken aback. And then 5 people got surprise $200 for Christmas, like the day before or something like that, or whenever we did it. And they're like, holy crap, I just won $200. And we made sure to make that they knew it was Brett and Annie that decided to do that. So pretty cool. So let's talk about Josh Michaels. Go ahead and come on up here. We're gonna talk about this first award. So here, come on up here. Josh was the recipient of the first ever sponsored for a year spot that we gave out to somebody that represents what PHAT Muscle Project is, day in, day out. Doesn't matter how much money they spend, and none of that matters, okay? Who represents all those things that we talked about in the presentation leading up, okay? Because you guys know it like the back of your hand. If you're watching somewhere on YouTube or Facebook or something, now you know what this award is about. And Josh was the first person. And I remember when we sit down and talk about who's the first person going to be, me and Jacob knew without a shadow of doubt, it's got to be Josh. He exemplifies everything. And every single year, we're going to pick somebody that exemplifies what PHAT Muscle Project is. And I've got Josh up here to hand this off. Now, this could be, you could win it multiple years in a row. You could be, it's every single year we'll pick somebody and how they represent and what they mean to the company. So this is, like I said, to me, this is the coolest one. All right, so we're going to announce it. This is the final one. We're going to do a countdown for it. All right, I'm just watching some faces because I want to know who thinks they're going to get it. Because there's been some people that have just been awesome this year representing.
So a couple months ago, John and I sat down a couple months ago in the office to have a meeting to see who we thought would be a good candidate for the sponsorship. And we each thought of a few people, but there was one person that came to mind that we both, there was one of the first people we thought of whenever we were doing this. So it was by no surprise of who we thought it would be.
Yeah. I mean, we had to really think about it, but this person really stood out heads above. They really went the extra mile. So we're going to count down. We're going to do it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, my bad. Sorry. The drama, I got to let this build. Okay, for real, though. For real. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. One last time. I swear to God. Swear. Come on. All right, for real. 3, 2, 1, go.
What the
I hope we got the what the fuck on video because that was pretty good. Come on
I
up
didn't
here.
let the uck out.
And we've got Josh up here to hand this off because it's ultra important. Awesome. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Now, let me talk about that because here's the thing. And I should have said this before we announced it, but yeah, that's the last slide. If you think about that, there's a lot of people in this room that wanted that, okay? And it's hard because there's a lot of people that should get that. But when you only have to pick one, like, it's brutal. Like, when you only have to pick one, it's brutal. And, you know, some of us know what that's like. We know what it's like not to be picked when you've just given your heart and soul to something. Whether it's a coach, a sponsor coach, like, nobody knows that more than I do. You've probably been passed up for promotions or something somewhere. Like, we've all been through that, right? So what's a champion do? When you don't get it, I know what I do. I'm like, I'm fucking getting that next year, right? And some of you in here have that winner's DNA. Like, you have it. So my question is to you is, if this is what you want, if you want to be sponsored for a year, supplements are covered for a year. If you want to hold on to that for a year, what are you going to do that no one else is going to do? But do it without, we're not asking you to do anything outside the norm. We're not asking you to whore stuff out on social media. We're not asking you to do that. But what are you going to do to represent the company? What are you going to do to step up? That's what winners do. Because I know that feeling in there when you don't get something that you feel like, man, that's me. So I get it. So we'll see that winner's DNA. Finally, the last slide. And this is important. Last year we had the shirts, and it said Fat Muscle Elite. All right, you guys remember them if you were here. This year it's called Elevate the Standard. So tomorrow, everyone in this room, whether you're coaches, top customers, top retailers, we're going to have this room full of people at the Fat Muscle Academy. They're all going to look to you as people that have gotten to where they want to be. There's a lot of people that want to be where you are now. So make the event tomorrow about them, connect with them, but remember, you're elevating the standard. And what are you going to do to elevate the standard? What are you going to do to connect with those people or show other people what it's like? Don't wear these shirts lightly. Like, this is who we are. Like, to wear this, it's kind of like the Execute Like a Pro shirt. Like, not everyone's meant to have that. You guys are meant to have these. So keep that shirt. It's special. Keep that mindset for the year. And if you would, just give yourselves a round of applause.